All right, welcome to English 11B's Week 4 asynchronous session. This week we are going to be focusing on word choice. Our objective this week is to think about our word choices, basically to be able to read for understanding of word choice usage in writing and to think about our own word choice usage as writers. I'm going to be able to analyze a piece of writing for its word choice. And so what we're going to do today is focus on how to elevate our own word choices and focus on how our word choices impact what we've written with the hope of it translating to what we read as well. So we're going to get started here. First, let's talk a little bit about why words are important. Words are obviously the words we put down on the page, but they mean so much more than what we write down. It takes the human voice to infuse them with deeper meanings. That's Maya Angelou said that. So a lot of times you'll see a teacher like me in your feedback say elevate your word choice, work on defining your writing voice a little bit more definitively. And what that means is I want to be able to hear you in your writing voice and your personality in your writing. A really great way to do that is to elevate that word choice. You got to think about how we can use words to influence our reader, to inform our reader, to persuade our reader, and then that word again, elevate. Keep clicking on iTunes by accident. Okay, so how can we elevate our word choice? But first of all, let's talk about what that word means. To elevate, the dictionary definition is to lift up or to make higher, to inspire, right? So when we are elevating our word choice, we want to use our word choices to animate our writing and infuse it with our own personal writing voice. So we want to showcase who we are as writers, and our word choice does that because writers think about what they're writing down and they go back and they edit and they revise, and they want to make sure that the words that they write carry meaning and that meaning is transferred to the theme of their story. So when we write, obviously, we make choices. So we might use the word exhausted instead of tired because it carries a little bit more weight. I'm tired sometimes just because I maybe didn't sleep well the night before, but I'm exhausted if I pulled an all-nighter, right? So look at these two sentences and think about which one's more interesting. I ran 20 miles today and now I'm tired. Okay, it would be tiring to run 20 miles, but if I say I ran 20 miles today and now I am exhausted, to me the word exhausted carries a lot of physical tiredness with it, right? If I'm just tired, I could just be sleepy. But if I'm exhausted, my body is also tired. And so that word exhausted kind of exemplifies or illustrates that concept a little bit more closely. So let's look at this sentence. The young girl walked slowly into her closet, scared of the monster who was in there. It's a fine sentence, but then when we look down at the next one, if we just change out 3 words in that sentence and keep the rest of it the same, we're going to elevate the tension of that moment. The young girl walked timidly into her closet, terrified of the monster who lurked there. So the word lurking, if somebody's lurking, it's suspicious, it's uncomfortable, so she's terrified. But if she's just walking in there, she's just kind of like, hey, is anybody in here? Or if she's timidly walking, I'm thinking like very slowly pushing the door open, looking into the closet to see if the monster's in there. So it carries more weight and more meaning. So here are some strategies for elevating our word choices. A lot of students just pull down that thesaurus, look up a word and find a synonym and slap it in the paper and call it done. But first of all, I want you to think about using words that mean something to you, that are helpful in your writing. So think about your word choices and read your essay out loud. So first, I want you to find words that either sound out of place or sound funny or that you repeat multiple times. Like the word important might be repeated many times. So find those words, circle them in your writing, or highlight them on the computer so you can change them out for other words. Avoid vague words, like thing. Thing is a word that doesn't help us understand anything at all. If I say, well, they gave me a thing for my birthday. Well, what was it? What was that thing? Avoid common and simple words, good, bad, sad, happy. All very common words. And they're not bad words, they're just not very interesting words. And then there's this thesaurus thing that I mentioned earlier. Don't try to impress your reader. Only use words you understand, first of all. If you look it up in the thesaurus, ask yourself, am I going to remember this word tomorrow? And if the answer is no, don't put it in your paper. There are plenty of words out there that are interesting that don't have to be 25 letters long. So think about what words you would use into your own vocabulary. And if you do use a thesaurus, find a word that you've never heard before and employ that word into your normal everyday vocabulary. It's a great way to learn a new SAT word, and it's a great way to infuse your writing as well.